All right.
Behind you, good times lie ahead. With company worth keeping, that'll bash a smile on your head. Come on in, the door's open, you'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and lend our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk the
Ew.
tavern. Promising beer and bedlam. The talk the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk the tavern.
Welcome to Talk of the Tavern, Monday, August 19th. I love to start the show with Chris crumpling paper, heavy breathing into the mic, and going, ew.
The sweet and sour packet they gave me, the top was pierced and was like oozing sweet and sour sauce all over everything.
I had a date like that
Well,
once.
someone's happy to see you.
Juice everywhere.
Okay, I am Travis Sivart. I'm the host of Travis Tavern Talk. Look at Gary take the lead of the biz, jumping ahead of Ed. Ed looks at the screen sideways. He makes a little sneer. Now his hand is reaching for the mouse. We're going to see what happens here. It could go big. Chris is considering. He leans in for a drink, playing it cool, acting like he doesn't have any bits. Let's see what happens, folks.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of bits last night on Citrix.
I
streams,
saw
so-
that. Good for you. Hey, look at that.
Hey.
Look who is here. It is
Victoria.
Victoria.
Ooh.
Make sure you re-up that subscription. Gary's a troublemaker. You are. And she wants some potato chips. I'm not sure why. But anyhow, yeah, I've got a cigar going on tonight and then a bourbon. I did try... Oh, I'll talk about that in the... after I introduce everybody. But I tried 4 more bourbons just to see what I thought of them nowadays, and we'll get to that in a bit. Let's go clockwise around the screen here and move over to Ed. Who are you? What do you got?
Howdy, people. I'm Ed. I am drinking my usual Old Rock apple cider.
Tap your mic for me. Change your mic for me so it's the one you think it is. Thank you, Victoria. Yeah, that mic made no noise when you tapped it. I don't know
That
what
might
mic.
make no noise? Okay.
No, I don't know what mic you're using, but it's not that one. You don't have
Damn
that
it.
full, deep, rich.
Is that one?
That sounds right, yeah.
I'll turn that one off.
That'll fix that. We'll come right back to him when we can hear him just a wee bit better. And thank you, Victoria. Here's to your face and your company. As I say, the biggest way to support the tavern is showing up. And you guys make that. Now, let's talk to the woman playing with her pussy. I noticed it went from gray to black. Am I mistaken on that one?
Well, good evening, everyone. Elizabeth here with Pickleman Productions. Pickleman. Anything starring Pickleman's kosher for all ages. You like horror? Go check them out online. PicklemanProductions.com. All right, tonight I finished off a Paulaner beer. Lovely Oktoberfest, light, airy. And now I'm shamefully onto a Shiner Bock out of Texas.
It's not a bad beer, though.
It's just not a good one.
Okay. It's not one I pick
But
up, I'll tell you that.
But I love all beer, and you know what? I hadn't had it ever, I think. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get a 6-pack and commit, give the company some money. That's capitalism.
You know what
luxury and money.
Would be great for capitalism. Beer douches. Because first of all, you could just shake them up and insert, and they'll go up by themselves. You don't even got to squeeze them. And second of all, what man wouldn't want to come home after a beer douche?
Is this a douche for a man or a woman?
You know what? I am not judging and telling people what they have to do. I really think,
Strong enough for a man, but made for a woman.
There we go.
And
Exactly.
and as always, water, and a little bit of Bushmills in that water.
Oh, really?
Happy Monday, everyone. Yeah.
Nice. Chris, what about you, you fry-eating bastard? What do you got there?
So, stopped at McDonald's because I haven't eaten since before noon because it was a long day at the theater. So I got myself a big old Dr. Pepper, some fries, some chicken nuggets, and then when that is done, we've got the the last little remnants of my Diplomatico Reserva Exclusiva.
Very
which is
good.
the 12-year aged rum.
So what all did you get at McDonald's? I saw a French fry and heard a complaint about a oozy goozy sauce, but I don't know what else you got. Oh, you nuggets? That's right. I guess maybe you did tell us, but it's McDonald's, so it's kind of like eating it. You're like, what the hell was that again? Yeah. Ed, what are you drinking tonight, sir?
Bold Rock hard cider stuffy that I usually drink.
Maybe I should use past tense. What have you drank?
What have I drank?
Yeah, well, it was empty, so apparently you're not drinking it anymore. Oh, is it clear?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know that.
Go ahead.
Said it's a very light cider.
I got another one on standby somewhere.
In German, they would say "gedrunked."
Is that the past tense of drinking in Germany? Gedrunked.
Gedrunked. I had gedrunken. Stop.
Wow. Little did I know I grew up with people with German accents. So, let's see here. Anybody have anything interesting happening? The highlight of the past 7 days or so? Since
I was molested.
Really? Tell us more and use your slow, deep voice.
Well, I had to go get an ultrasound on my calf muscle because of a mass that was there. The leg that I broke and everything. And they made me strip naked. And,
that was Victoria, 3 months.
And
go ahead.
Victoria. Thank you, Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They made me strip naked, and of course, lots and lots and lots of KY jelly. I got home 2 hours later because I went shopping with my wife afterwards, ran some other errands, and I pulled off my shorts, and I was still oozing lots and lots and lots of KY jelly from the crotch between my legs.
I thought they were checking your calf, dude.
Yeah, but since they were looking for a blood clot, they checked the artery all the way down from my groin, all the way down my leg. Yeah, they packed my groin full of lots and lots of KY jelly.
Go in.
I can relate.
You packed his groin full of KY jelly too? A smart woman there. Did they go in through your penis?
No. Just from the outside. It was a sonogram. Just from the outside.
Oh, so it's It's okay. So that's KY jelly they use in a sonogram, not like some special sonogram juice or something. Okay. See, Gary says I thought you were my. At least that one. It's actually I'm not sure what he's going for there. I'm feeling awkward and titillated, like high school all over again.
Drink more.
Yeah.
That'll help.
Gonna work on that and open the window for my cigar. Hello to everybody that has joined us. We do appreciate it. We're going to talk about what went on the past week before we get to our topic about drinking more. But I do want to know a couple of things. I have 2 different hype things. Hype is when you set it up, and it's a command that everybody can use. This is type 1 hype, and this is type 2 hype. Hold on, let me make sure I'm going to put it in here right. Okay, yeah, that's right. So, and I want an opinion of which one everybody likes better. So take a look at it. I like type 2. You like type 2?
Oh, shit. I need to get on here.
And we can lose Elizabeth for a week if she tries to do this. Let's see how it goes. There's no telling what'll happen. She might win the lottery. She might have her car explode just from
it's the end of the web.
Fucking internet window. But I do want to remind everybody, you guys are here because you are VIP subscribers or moderators, which means you are the best of the best when it comes to supporting your tavern. And the tavern is here because you show up. Don't forget to hit that share button below the screen and make sure you invite your friends so they can come in and watch for 5 minutes and they go, I gotta pay for that shit? It's a cover charge, okay? It's a cover charge. And throw your bits at us. We love to see some women's biddies thrown in our face. Right, gentlemen?
At this stage of my life, throw men's biddies at
There we
me.
go.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you just we love to see your delicious little bits. I really think that's good enough. I mean, you can look at the links below for social media, newsletter, and all that stuff. You can get free bits. You can subscribe for free using Amazon Prime. Don't forget to do that. And we are 5 subscription points away from yet another emote. And I do want to point out, Ed, your emote is right there because you're the only tier 3. I made yours the tier 3 emote. And then we also have the cunt emote, which if you look right there, you'll see it says check yourself naughty troll. But if you look down the left, it says cunt. I did that one for Kevin. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, it cleared because they have to approve these things. And I'm like, let's see if we can. So this one passed them. So it made it through the sensors. So there we go. Okay. So who had... Ed had KY on a sonogram and was dripping, oozing lube hours afterwards. Anything else? What was the diagnosis? Did any results back?
There was not a clot, but I do have some nerve damage in that leg, so we'll see what happens.
From the accident or just from being Ed?
From the accident, yeah.
Good. Well, at least if you have it better from the accident than not. You know, somebody's going to take care of it there. Anything else go on this week?
From anyone or just Ed?
Well, from Ed, before I move off to everyone else.
Not me.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Now, what about Elizabeth? Always has an exciting life.
All right. Actually, it is quite exciting. I took 2 days off. I took Saturday and Sunday off, went and stayed with a friend, and debauchery ensued and lots of laughter. And while I was working, all that effort I've been putting in for the past 2 weeks paid off with 3 more producers contacting me, and I wasn't sitting at my computer.
And it wasn't a restraining notice this time?
No,
That's
no.
awesome.
They want me to come back for more. No,
Really?
They want my script. They want to read it.
That's
and,
fucking great.
and you know, I admit it freely. You know, I didn't choose the most wanted genre of a screenplay to write currently. Sure. Right now, it's thrillers, dramas, and horror. But I did something I felt drawn to doing, and it's fun to see it pay off. And I'm having
Elizabeth.
fun.
Victoria.
Thank you.
Sorry, Elizabeth.
Oh. No problem. Hey,
I'm
Victoria.
talking to you, but cheering her bits. Go on.
Oh, yeah.
I'll keep talking. She keeps throwing. All right, Victoria, let's do this. $20, man. So it feels good to learn and to relax and to grow in your career. It feels fantastic. And then as part of it, I was at my friend's house on Sunday, thanks to Shark Week. We watched every single Sharknado.
Nice. Did you watch the Spider Shark movie?
No, but it is currently being outlined, so let's not talk about it.
Nice.
I got 3 more already. And it was really inspiring, and it reminds you, you know, it is a business, and there's all types of genre, there's all types of flavor that people want, and they're willing to pay for. And, you know, if you can do it, do it. And it doesn't qualify or quantify you, but it can pay your bills. So, Sharknado. And I have to admit, 1 and 2 still suck. 3 is pretty good. 4 is really good. 5 is ridiculous. 6 is atrocious. Sharknado.
I didn't know they were up
Okay,
to 6.
I didn't even know there were 6 of them.
I thought
Neither
they
did
were.
I.
I
Yeah.
knew there were 4.
Yeah.
And this morning it
how
was
do you
the
keep
5.
going after 4
Chris, you've got to
Sharknadoes?
move your mic, man. We can't hear you. Thank you.
It begins with
Better.
drinking. That's how you get going.
You mean writing
This
or
morning
watching it?
was the 5-headed shark, followed by the 6-headed shark.
Wait, is this actually part of the movie?
These are actual movies.
They have
This
a
morning was-
5-headed shark?
Okay, it gets worse. Okay, it starts off with 4 heads, right? Like 4 heads on a great white body. And then at one point, it mutates so much the tail turns into the 5th mouth.
Okay, are the heads side by side like this? Or are they kind of
Yes.
stacked on
Yes.
top of each other?
Side by side.
Oh.
He's swimming, and then his tail turns to a mouth.
So what's the 6th head?
I haven't watched it yet. I was thinking of having a lot of drinks and doing my research.
Well, let me just
I
give you a
want to
hint,
be
no
paid
butt
to write
sex.
shitty horror. I can do that. I can write shitty horror. We've done it on the show. We got Tornado. I mean, we're ready.
Yeah. It'd be no different from Tremors. Tremors, to me, is the original Sharknado.
Yeah.
You know, where you start
Oh,
out
that
with
was
this.
delightful.
Yeah.
But have you seen them all, Elizabeth? Because it sounds like Sharknado in that, the further along you go, the more you go, oh God, I need more to drink because I'm going to vomit for one reason or the other, and I'd rather it be drinking.
I found that Sharknado started finally getting good around 3. The first 2 were just dreadful. And then they kind of got an attitude with them, and celebrities wanted to be in them, and so they were doing guest spots, and then they would get eaten by sharks. So even celebrities maybe you didn't have an affinity for, you could watch die being ravaged by a shark. Brilliant marketing. And yeah, so I don't know, it's fun. It's fun to see people having a good time with business. Because it is all about the money, I'm not going to lie, but it is fun. So enough about me. Let's move on to Chris. Chris, hello?
Well,
Muted.
I'm muted. One of the streamers I follow mutes themselves often, so like one of their, like maybe we need a muted emote for our next one.
Working out, sorry.
So as the continuing theater saga continues, shit still ain't done. Shit still ain't done so bad that I don't know what's gonna happen.
Shit
in the next
didn't
couple
happen,
days.
y'all.
Not at all. Like, there was a bunch of painters in over the weekend, and they were supposed to paint a bunch of stuff, and they didn't at all, so I couldn't hang speakers like I wanted to again. And the head foreman for our contractor company came in, was like, what do you mean it's not painted? They were just starting to paint that. And I was like, well, yes, they started painting and went up about 4 feet, and then some other dude like started yelling at them in Spanish, and they stopped and went and took something from him and started painting that, and then they finished painting that and started painting something else and didn't paint the thing that they started. And he was like, he just came in and just unloaded onto them, and I was like, ooh, okay, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. So now things are painted, and then they were supposed to repaint the stage, and they forgot a whole section. That was fun. And then a platform was missing. Instead of like just not painting around, they painted the floor underneath where the platform should go. Even though the platform that was missing was sitting like up and like over one and should have painted it, but didn't paint it. Yes, Travis.
Before you get too far down, I need to find out, when the foreman unloaded on them, was it in Spanish or English?
English.
Japanese.
Japanese, and everyone was confused.
Bushman.
Especially since he was an Australian bushman. Yelling in Japanese at the Mexicans. I'm
So
sorry.
yeah, that's continuing theater saga.
That's
Friday was National Rum Day.
Yes, it
Arr.
is. You want to tell us a little bit about your rummy adventure?
So I had a rummy adventure. There's a pirate bar up in Ellicott City, and a bunch of my friends and I went up there, and
I think that's where we met.
no, that was in Silver Spring. That place doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
This is a different one, a better one per se. But yeah, they had like one of those giant prize wheels that you spun, and every hour some new like special started happening. So I got lots and lots of rum. Good rum. Like 12, 15, and a 21-year rum that were all like heavily discounted. Because, you know, when a shot is 50, 60 bucks, I'm not going to
Oof.
buy a $60 shot, even if it is some really good rum.
This is one of the new cats.
Which one is that?
This is Steve Perwin, the Napadile hunter. I don't know if the
He's
mic is
cute.
picking up the purring or not, but it's
No.
quite loud. Hold on, let's shove his face in it.
You or the cat?
Yeah. I don't know. What, the purring or shoving your face in it? My face, his face?
Well,
Yes.
either or. How you doing?
Okay, let's put it back down so we can play some more. Go get the mousey. Okay. So, any other exciting stuff there, Chris?
Nope, I spent the rest of the weekend playing WoW, wearing no clothes. Well, very little clothes.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, you did.
Ooh.
And he ensured.
Giving the hackers a thrill.
It's apparently I was hacked, and my Fortnite account, they started returning items that I have purchased to purchase other stuff that they liked better than the crap that I bought.
Oh, how
I
rude.
see. At least that's what you figured out happened.
Yeah, and it's not. It's Chris was watching as I was emailing the woman, and basically she came back going, "So, do you have a different account because it's not on here? And what did you purchase and what's missing?" I'm like, "Yeah, woman, I used her name, Vicky, I think. Like, I don't play this game. I don't enjoy this game. I bought silly stuff so my viewers can enjoy me looking like an idiot playing this game. So here's when I spent money in the game, but I don't remember what I bought." And she's like, "Oh, that really helped a lot. Now we know exactly what happened." And I'm like, "Yeah, you couldn't just fucking pull up the account and look when I spent money?" Chris is typing to me in chat. He's like, "She just wants you to do her job for her." Thank you for supporting and encouraging me and being pissy about this.
Well, when you go, hey, all of these things have happened, and they go, oh, you go do the legwork and tell me exactly, you know, when you did all of these things, and you're like, I don't know, that's why I'm asking you about them, and they go, oh, well, you can do that. It's like, no, just do your damn job, go look it up.
Yeah, I assume there is a company record of every damn transaction ever. But,
yeah.
I mean, other than that, we got 2 new cats. We brought home Noodle, who we debated on the name Drunken Noodle versus Noodly Goodness, and instead we did go with the Flying Spaghetti Monster reference, and he is now Noodly Goodness. His name was originally Noodle, and we just stuck with it and added to it.
That's the calico, right?
No, there's no calico. It's another gray tabby with white markings on its belly, chest, paws, and all that. And then the black and white one being Chris. You're exciting us with your breathing. Thank you. Did anybody else have any opinion about the 2 different hypes? Chris said he liked the second one better. I'll repost them for everybody. Victoria, let me know your thoughts, please. That's the first one. The second one is this. So, and Gary, do voice your thoughts. Ed, Elizabeth, if you can see them both, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I can't read the heart with the 2 drinks toasting. That's really tough to read. The other 2 silhouetted really pop. The mustache and the goblet are the snifter.
Well, yeah, but I think it's more about what is visually pleasing and having a bunch of red hearts squished together with the other ones on the end, or the alternating.
Agreed. Did you design that heart?
Uh-huh.
Can you lighten the red, or increase the contrast between the glasses and the heart? And I'll think it'll do exactly what Chris said.
Right. No, what I'm asking, there are 2 different lumps of emotes there. The top
I like the
one,
second lump.
Second lump. Oh, I don't know.
you might have to scroll up a little.
What are you trying to say with the lumps?
Nothing. let's just
What
move on
lump
from
do
that
you
then.
like the best?
My lumps, my lovely
For what-
lady lumps.
Yeah. The ones in my hand.
So, other than that, on Amazon, I am an actual real employee as of Wednesday, and also,
Yay! I'll drink to that.
yeah, whatever. It's not all that exciting for me. All it means is I get to apply for other jobs within the company, which I already, I have like 2 or 3 managers headhunting me throughout the building, trying to get me to move up and work with them. So, and other than that, more exciting than the Amazon thing, I went and bought 4 little bottles of different bourbons because now that I'm enjoying bourbon, I went, let me try Maker's Mark again, Knob Creek, and then Crown Royal and Crown Royal Black. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that.
What you think?
It's
Yeah.
I still don't like Maker's Mark. It's
neither.
way too just harsh, bitter. Knob Creek. Oh no, wait a minute. Maker's Mark had that like burnt tire flavor to it.
Yeah.
It was Knob Creek that just it was okay. It wasn't great. I didn't really enjoy it. Crown Royal, on the other hand, I did enjoy, and as expected, Crown Royal Black I enjoyed even more.
Well, black is better.
It's true. It's true.
And you
Always
never
put
go
that
back.
on black.
That's right. That's right. So and again at the end of the stream, let's remember to go raid Talking Toey. So we
It'd be a
can-
pleasure.
yeah, run us all over there. And so
My
anybody-
favorite thing is she played a game once. Toei played a game once where her mission was to kill the world by spreading diseases, and she was just so matter of fact, like, well, let's go see if we can take out the South Africa. What would work there? She was so cash. It was fun to watch.
Inc, I think.
What is it, Chris?
Was that what it was?
Yeah, there's a couple of various different ones. I had a mobile version of one for a while, and you got to like name your disease, what you wanted to call it.
I miss Bob.
Yeah. I don't know what's up there.
Go on, Chris. You just made me think of him. That's all.
Bob spreading disease.
No,
What was he
Bob.
wearing?
A sprinkler costume and nothing else. Chris, go on.
Did you like it?
I've
It
lost
was
my thought.
You were naming your
The-
diseases.
the
Oh,
game
right.
was fun. Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
So like, I was spreading Pokemon once. Like it's just the weird, silly. Oh, we did AIDS. That was just sad. Yeah.
It was hysterical when Toei did it. She was just. I think if I were to have to write death, she would make a good death character. She was just kind of, okay, just there you go. Not quite flippant, but just matter of fact.
As you should be when destroying the world.
Absolutely.
I think if you bring emotion into destroying the world, you really take the professionalism out of it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and at 1/2 the hour, I
good
think we're
times.
done with our weekly recap. So our topic this week, and we'd love to hear from you guys who are heavy drinkers who aren't so drunk that you can't type yet. So Ed, you can just
Working on
talk. Yeah, it's got a whole big jug of water or vodka. Moonshine could be moonshine. That's
It's water.
But yeah, let's discuss straight or mixed, our favorite drinks. Chris, you had a rum holiday. Do you want to start us out with your favorite drinks?
Well, yeah, my favorite drinks do usually involve rum. Like, I'm always fan of a good fresh mojito.
Mhm.
Like, you just can't go wrong with lemon and lime and rum.
Fresh lemon and lime and rum, I would say.
Yes. Oh, absolutely, 100%. They got to be fresh.
Yeah.
Because if they're not fresh, then it's just weird.
I
Same
just think
thing
in
with
general.
now I haven't had a margarita in years and years and years because I am allergic to agave. But back in the day when I still drank them, um, you had to make them fresh rather than the mixer from the store.
Yeah. Well, Elizabeth has enjoyed fresh squeezed margaritas with us here. And yeah, I think it makes a huge difference from a sour mix versus just squeezing it out. Well, that sounds icky.
Yeah.
Now I have to go get a bottle of water real quick, so keep discussing. I'll be right back. One moment.
And then I'd say going over to the beer world, I like sours. Pretty much any sour I have enjoyed, although I prefer a more yeasty sour over a citrusy sour. And now most people want to brew citrusy sours because they're easier and, that sort of thing is more available. And letting your yeast go a little sour before you brew.
That's so nasty.
Critics say, that's so nasty. I do enjoy a sour, especially on a hot day, and I have to admit, and I look forward to one day sitting in Belgium and drinking their sour from their brewery cup, where they have all these cups that are designed in different shapes to help accentuate the flavor. And I do enjoy a vinaigrette sour. I love it. I love it when it's like balsamic vinegar and it just all these different spices creep up and you get the tart right here and then it pulls forward and then it hits your nose and then flies back. I don't want to drink it all night, but
See, I don't know that I want vinegary sour though.
Have
Like,
you
don't get me
tried
wrong,
it?
I do love vinegar on a lot of things, but like,
have you ever tried it or shared it or just had, a half pint, not the full committed pint?
can't say
All
I
right.
have.
I have a lovely lady you need to meet.
Okay.
The Duchess. And we'll share it. You'll dig her. She's cool. There's a good story behind her too. So
Do tell.
I shall. Thank you. On the label, it looks kind of a slight, like a Madonna figure, but it's a princess, and she's holding a falcon, and apparently she was a good falconeer. She was quite adept and a huntress, and she was killed in a hunting accident. Her falcon returned, the horse reared up, she fell off, hit her head. And they made this beer in honor of her because she was so beloved. And this is her beer. We shall drink. It's delightful. If you can get through half a glass, you'll see the other side of heaven, which is not hell. Ooh, what are you drinking, Travis? What'd you get? Water? Or what
Water.
are you getting?
Yeah, I just needed some water for the bourbon, and of course I want to keep hydrated, not end up with that dehydrated thudding. Gary did say, I'm a drunk. Now, he added more after that. I'm a drunk, so my favorite drink had alcohol in it. I did, however, in my search for normality, go on certain alcoholic kicks. Rum and Coke with Black Seal rums. Martinis made with Sapphire Gin. Yum. Sea Breeze kicks, vodka and cranberry. Vodka and orange juice, too. Lots. But it mostly was Budweiser. Then on to Steel Reserve malt liquor.
Ooh, that's a serious drinker.
Oh yeah. He Gary, correct me if I'm wrong, but Gary no longer drinks because he was smart enough to realize the wisdom of putting it down for good. So, I believe that's correct. That he hasn't touched it in 7 years, 9 years, something like that. It's been a while, but he knows his
I
drink.
started my drinking with screwdrivers back in the day. I was 18.
Yeah, it's my mother was a
Gin?
vodka drinker.
And Dr. Pepper.
Oh God,
Oh.
Why? Why would you
Congratulations,
ruin
Gary.
perfectly good Dr. Pepper with gin?
What'd you say, Ed?
What did Gary do?
13 years, he said.
Yep.
Wow. Good job, Gary.
The thing I really, there's a lot I adore about Gary, but the fact that he'll still share his experiences and he's not condemning us for raising a glass. He's just like, nope, I'm done. I'm good. But
Absolutely.
there's no CrossFit bastard in him, or the person who quit smoking who tells you how horrible you are for smoking. None of that shit going on. He's just like, no, I'm good. I'm done. But you do you.
Yeah.
Pepto-Bismol and moonshine. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm judging you now. Now, I understand moonshine with a Pepto-Bismol chaser, though. That might be okay. It's,
Wow.
Ed's had a moonshine he really liked. Ed, do you want to tell him what that flavor was?
It was, damn, son. It was very good.
What is a damson? It's like a prune or a plum, right? It's a
damson
plum.
berry. It's between a grape and a prune. I figure out. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's we had one of the Virginia moonshine folks sent us a few samples, and we went over there and did a tasting at Ed's place. And yeah, it's definitely more to his palate than mine. I am not a moonshine guy. Which, by the way,
the day you guys are doing that, I was on the 5 train heading up into the Bronx. And everybody was acting like fucking animals. And I sat there listening to you guys like, oh God, at last some sanity in an insane world.
how sad is your life when we're the sanity? That is some
Especially
fucked
that
up
day,
shit.
because we were tanked.
I don't know.
I think I caught you at the beginning because Andrea was still, coy and everything was nice and polite. And then I didn't see the end. I caught the
All I
beginning.
know is I drove home that day, right?
I think you guys went home that day.
I know was there a time we stayed over? I don't think there was a time we stayed over, was there? Not for the drinks.
Yet.
I think the only time you stayed over was when we did the Scotch tasting.
Oof.
And that's been a while.
I just don't remember sleeping on your floor or couches with Andrea. So,
Yeah, Andrea has never stayed over.
okay, so yeah, the Scotch tasting, that was just me. That was a damn fine night. That was a fun show. We had 5 different scotches, and who else was there with us, Ed? Wasn't there a third? Who was our third?
That was way back in the day when Kat and the other Cincinnati,
Daniel,
were on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of those Skype calls and, archiving them. And all the way back to 2014 when I opened up this ID instead of using my original ID. By the way, Gary did say, Chris, just as bad as Dr. Pepper and gin. Here's what I'll tell you about gin. If you're not a gin drinker and you want to be a gin drinker, realize different gins are right for different drinks. You can't put the same gin in a dry martini that you put in a gin and tonic.
Right.
The one that goes delightful and is light and sweet and flowery goes great with a squeeze of lime and some tonic. It's not the one you want in your damn dry martini because that shit will be nasty.
Gin's just gross.
Well, I'm not a big gin drinker, but there are certain ones that work really well. I like the drink that I made up on the show called the Filthy Travis, which is a dirty martini. For those that don't know, a dirty martini is a regular martini, which is essentially gin with a splash of vermouth, a hint of vermouth, either shaken or stirred. But with a dirty martini, you add some olive juice and then the olives. I use garlic stuffed olives, and I hate green olives. But you put a fucking clove of garlic in there, and that shit is great. And it gives this martini a very meaty, smoky feel to it. And I also shake it so like you brings it. It opens up the flavor. It explodes the flavor of the gin. But you got to have the right gin. You have a floral gin, and it's nasty. But you put like Broker's, which is kind of a lower end gin, but it's nice and mellow. And Chris, can you move your mic just a wee bit, buddy? We get the Perfect. Probably perfect. Just enough to get it away from your... Exactly. Gary says gin is gorgeous if it's good to him. Whereas when I do a gin and tonic, I definitely want something more like a... Damn it, what was the one that Gary just mentioned? It's not Tanqueray, it's not... A Sapphire.
Okay. Sapphire.
Yeah, that's very good with a gin and tonic.
The few times I've enjoyed gin, it's been Hendrix.
And how did you enjoy it? What was it? What were you drinking with it?
I don't remember.
Was that because
really
you drank the
enjoyed
gin, or did you drink the gin once you were no longer remembering things?
Both at different points. Vicky, my friend Vicky, is a big gin drinker, so usually when we drink, we party hard.
Well, what I'll tell you, Chris, is I'll never try to convince you that gin is great. But what I will tell you is different gins at different times with different things.
Absolutely. I know that to be true.
Elizabeth,
however.
were you trying to get the floor to speak?
Nope.
Okay, I saw your hand in front of the camera. I didn't want to...
You know,
Mm-hmm.
what needs to be said too is sometimes we find ourselves in situations where we have to improvise, adapt, and overcome.
Because we don't have the right
And-
mixer.
Because we don't have a great mixer, we don't have the money, we're too drunk to leave, you know. All the cars are broken, you know, we're being held hostage, you know, whatever you want to say. And that is, I think, one of the most fun I've had with either cooking or drinking is when you do your best to make something out of just what you have. Right?
I can tell you a story about that from last week.
Oh, yeah?
Now, before I sound like a total alcoholic, I was out of bourbon and whiskey. But I have tequila here. I don't enjoy tequila. But if I can get a single drink, when I write, I stop looking for 5 other things to do. Instead, I can pause where I don't know what to write and still stay at my computer without starting to clean my desk or wander to the kitchen to do dishes or clean the bathroom. Instead, I could just chill until the next thought comes to me and I can continue to write. So a drink...
Sounds plausible.
You know what? Call Ernest Hemingway, okay? See what he says. But it's I'm a little bit OCD, and if I am not doing something, I look for something to do. And then when writing, that means getting away from the desk if I can't think what to write next. Whereas a drink lets me relax and not have to get up and do something else. So I only had tequila in the house. So I went into the fridge. I had triple sec also. Like, okay, so I've got the fixins of a margarita. But I don't like margaritas. I don't like tequila. So I looked up, what can you make with triple sec and tequila? And it said, yeah, margarita. But a 3-2-1 mix is what it said. So 3 parts tequila, 2 parts triple sec, 1 part lime juice. So I took this recipe, added another part, so we had 2 parts citrus, the second part all lemon juice, and then a spoonful of sugar. Mixed it till
it helps the medicine go down.
It does, and I mixed it till it's clear. Well, you know, I put 2 alcohols in the spoonful of sugar, mixed it till it's clear again, so it was almost like a simple syrup mix in there. Threw in the lime juice, lemon juice, iced it heavily so it watered it down also, because that was part of the plan. And yeah, pretty good, as Chris and I were discussing earlier with margaritas, is if you don't have fresh squeezed lemon and lime, the bottled lemon and lime are passable. Much better than a sour mix, that's for damn sure. But yeah, I did exactly that, Elizabeth. I took what I had in the house, which, by the way, I have a cream tequila over here.
Ooh.
It's very good. I'm not a tequila drinker, as I just said 5 goddamn times. But that cream tequila, that's pretty good.
No one's keeping track. It's okay. We're all friends.
It's like if Irish cream and tequila had a baby.
Mm.
Fucking alcohol.
Mm.
Ed, what about you, man? What do you... And like I said, straight or mixed. And you can,
Well,
as they did, go straight to beer or wine, whatever you want. What do you drink? What do you love?
when I was young, I drank to get drunk. So it was Long Island iced tea, Sex on the Beach, Slow Comfortable Screw, whatever.
What's in that?
So, Slow Comfortable Screw, Slow Gin, Southern Comfort, and orange juice with screwdriver, basically made with those ingredients.
What's that taste like? I'm sorry to, be dense on that
It's
one.
actually very
It'd
good.
be good.
It's very good.
I also haven't had SoCo in 15 years, so
Oh, we should change that.
no.
No, really, it sounds like a house party at Ed's, even if it's just us. Turn on the fucking camera, and everybody bring the pint of alcohol that and a mixer, and see what we can fuck up
It'll
besides
work.
ourselves.
But now, since I actually do drink for flavor, it's bourbons. And it's quality bourbons, and that's mainly your fault. I mean,
My
you turned me on to the Bowman Brothers when
Yeah.
we did that taste test that time,
True.
and that moved me away from Scotch because I used to be a Scotch drinker, but
Nope.
Scotch has gotten so ridiculously expensive.
See, that's
And
my
there-
same thing too. Even
There are
Jameson.
some very good bourbons out there, small cast and so forth.
I tell you what, under Bowman Brothers, try Virginia Gentleman. And in the
I've
same
had it.
Yeah, and in the same price range what I'm drinking now, which is Henry McKenna. So for this is horrible. For the 1.75, I'm paying $22 to $25. Now it's not something for me that I want to drink all day. It's not an all-day drink. You do get that. I'm guessing because it's a lower quality.
Suburban burn.
You get that dull throb right here, that little bum ache right there in the back, and so you don't want to use it as an all-day sipping thing. But flavor-wise and whatnot, especially with a little bit of water, a single ice cube or whatever, it opens it up. But yeah, like you, Ed, because of the price, my Irish whiskeys are kind of special occasion purchase, not a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a 12-year-old Macallan's now is the price of a 25-year-old Macallan's. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's
Yeah, you wait till they're done screwing over cigars and cigarettes and other tobacco products, they'll move straight over to the alcohol. You think it's expensive now, you give it 20 years and watch us paying $450 for a bottle of 12-year scotch. Well, you watch somebody else pay for it, not me.
I mean,
Right. My cousin used to be a big Scotch drinker, and he lived in Japan. Well, he still lives in Japan, and would import it by the case
wow.
because it was cheaper per bottle
To pay
to
tariffs.
import a
and whatnot.
case of Scotch, and then would sell it to some of his other buddies.
And how long ago was that?
5 or 6 years ago.
Okay, not
He's,
all that long.
maybe 7. Oh wait, well, Hana's 13 now, so probably about 10 years.
Okay, guys.
but-
Ed, Elizabeth, take a quick look at Chris's face. This is when he realizes he's older than he thought he was.
Yeah.
This is like us when they this movie in the 90s, and we're like, what? 25 years? No, it's not 25 years ago. Yeah, Chris, you're on the cusp. You're
Yeah.
crossing over into that.
Yeah.
Where somebody's
Welcome
gonna.
aboard. Grab an oar.
Yeah.
Well, that time that I was, not drinking SoCo anymore. It was 15 years ago now. It's
Yeah.
not just don't remember that time a couple of years ago.
Okay, now Victoria says, Chris, I'm sorry, sir. Could you move your mic just another inch, please? Because, you've already hit it 15 fucking times. Don't do it again. Oh, that's good, though. Do that again. Now move it an inch. Victoria says, wine is good and cheap, at least the stuff I like now. Missouri wines are so sweet and awesome. Victoria, here's what I'll tell you. If you have an Aldi out there, I don't know if they're out there or not, but Aldi has some great cheap wines. is what it boils down to. Just a couple bucks a bottle, and you don't get the headaches. The tannins aren't too heavy, and also Wegmans, if you have those. I don't know if there's $6 bottles of wine anymore, but they had a great selection that you could try for reasonable prices and not walk away going, the fuck was that?
Yeah, Trader Joe's, what is it? The Charles something, the $2 jug
Shaw. Yeah,
Yeah,
$2
yeah.
jug.
is no longer $2. It's up in the like $5-6 range now. I'm like, no, guys, no.
You know
I
what?
want my $2 jug.
It's not Boone's Farm, so yes, Elizabeth.
I'd like to thank you for introducing me to Wegmans. I went to a Wegmans out here in Virginia Beach. And I am an experienced shopper, so I know that when I go to the store, I don't get a cart. I just carry a basket at most. I don't do I don't do any of that shit.
How's that working out for you?
I only go once every couple of months, and I cannot go over 100. So there you go.
Miles per hour
So
while
not
getting
too
to
well.
Wegmans?
So, but I went because I swear I had seen the last time I was there a white Chateauneuf de Pape. And that is an appellation in France, a wine, and normally it's a red. And I happened to look up online because I didn't even know they made whites in that area, and they do, and it was going to be quite expensive. But I was committed to buying a bottle and sharing it with a friend who was always very generous with his very, very good wine. And I get there today, and all I can do is find a Coteron that's white, which I'd never had. So,
You are so above my league right now, but carry on.
You're okay.
I love the red. I like it when you can taste where the wine's been. Like, hey, how you doing? Mon Dieu, come, let's have cheese and what? And I went and asked the woman, and she was obviously working with a wine rep or a sommelier, and they'd been busy. And I looked all over, and then I finally bugged her. She was gracious. He was gracious. She was informative. She knew what I was talking about. She went all over the place, hell and back, and is still researching it, trying to figure out a way to get it because she knows she's had one once and it was really, really good. I really enjoyed my experience there, and I need to contact that store because that is so rare, and it's so fabulous when someone takes care of you who has the knowledge and the grace to do so, and I had a great time. So.
I tell you what about Wegmans, I realize every job people are going to bitch about their job. It's just how jobs work. But in general, Wegman employees seem to be pretty satisfied with where they're working, and that reflects in how they treat the customers. Right? Who just subbed? It is Right Malfunction. So here's your face, man, and the fellow DM, fellow streamer. Right, do me a favor, throw up an exclamation point me so it pimps your shit. Gary says good wines in Missouri. How long have they been doing that? Not a wine guy in here. So, Victoria, I don't think he's mocking you. I think he's genuinely curious, going, huh? Thank you, Wright. Appreciate it. Everybody, go give Wright a follow. Let him know you love him a little bit when it's dark and he can't see who you are. He likes that shit.
See, I prefer my whites to be on the sweeter, fruitier side of things rather than...
Now, you mean your white wines, not your white friends, right?
I thought we were
I'm in
talking
the
about
theater,
women.
so
I was getting
does it
excited.
really matter?
It's right. You don't have to stream it all. Just keep coming around here. You're in on all the VS and M streams, and totally cutting us off for a second. Last night's D&D game. I don't know about Chris who was there, but I really genuinely fucking enjoyed last night. I had a good time last night. I think everything went really well for the D&D game. And where the hell were you? we need you there next Sunday, man. Okay, we got 5 minutes before we go into This Week in History. Another reason why I'm jumping in, cutting us off. You're okay, right? It's this show, we definitely want your participation. We'll talk about different drinks, your favorite mixes or straight blends, whether it's beer, wine, hard alcohol, etc. But we got 5 minutes till This Week in History. Do any of you guys here on the show tonight need a break real quick?
Yes.
I'm good.
Elizabeth?
things
Yes.
Okay, Ed and I are going to hang out and chat. I am going to harass these people right over here. Make sure you guys mute. We don't need to hear you peeing. I mean, want to, but not need. Thanks, Chris. Ray says, fun fact, started brewing my own beer. You bastard. What are you brewing? Okay, when you're right back.
Elizabeth just said before the show she's going to start brewing her own beer.
She and I have discussed it, and I've got this bathroom behind me where I could actually store it.
Mm-hmm.
Where Andrea is very smell sensitive, so it's nice to keep it in a room where she is unlikely to have to deal with it, and I can leave it sitting right in the tub. And if she does want a bath, then I just air out the bathroom and pull the thing, the whatever I'm storing it in, out of the tub for an hour, so she can go have a bubble bath.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd love to make a nice red, maybe an Irish blonde, an Irish red. Some of your favorites too, in women, but
I
not
prefer
beer.
blondes in beer.
Do you?
Not in women, but I prefer blondes in beer.
Okay, Gary.
I've discovered.
Now they're a bit. See, I like the reds because they have a little more full flavor and body to them, whereas the blondes are a little smoother and mellow.
Yeah, and that's what I like, smooth and mellow. I don't mind a red if I'm having like a burger or steak or something like that, because of the boldness of it. But actually, just to drink a blonde.
So Wright says making an amber right now. Should be ready to move tomorrow. What do you mean move? Move it like on the street corner? Going, hey buddy, you want a beer? Or are you gonna put it from one storage place to another? Yeah, well, it's something Ed and I have discussed a lot. Whether it's pipes, cigars, scotches, wines, beers, the pairings make a huge difference. Pairing it makes a big difference. So yeah, if you're going with a red,
She didn't mute.
I know. That's why I paused for a moment. Pairing your steak with the correct red wine or the right full-bodied beer. You don't want to go with a light beer. You don't want to go with a white wine or something too sweet with a heavy meal, steak and potatoes, etc. You want that for your lemony chicken dishes. Or, hey, wasn't that a book by that author, Lemony Chicken?
Lemony chicken.
A series of unfortunate meals?
Yeah.
301. What's that mean? Elizabeth?
Sorry,
What?
I mistyped.
Oh! It's a bitch. Look at her take the lead. Fuck you, Ed. Elizabeth, number one.
It has begun. I agree.
I donated the 34 just so that my bit count was an even number.
Yeah. I love, one of the things I love, and I don't know what this makes me, but I love when I open the fridge or a fridge and it's not stocked full. Stocked full would be beautiful. I'm not that wealthy, but it's full of choices of wine and beer
Yeah.
and I can choose on my mood, and if I'm not in the mood for beer, I don't have it. Or, and I love that. And I love a sweet Riesling is my first love, always. But I also love a dry when I need something dry, maybe when I'm eating like something buttery and garlicky. So
This is
I do.
why-
I love the luxury of America. I love drinks. Yay.
When I go shopping
I gotta
for
go
beer.
like a nice Gewürztraminer when you're doing like something buttery or a little spicy with some seafood going.
Well, there is something to be said for a nice, like Corona to me is not a heavy beer. It's a very light beer to me.
Yeah.
But with the spicy food, a light beer with a bit of a citrus or bitter goes really well with the spicy meal. So it's just a balancing. And I do love the variety. When I go shopping, I like to get multiple bottles of wine within my price range. Nothing expensive on my part. I'm not a wine guy. Or I love the 12-pack of variety beer where you get like 3 or 4 of each kind. Yes, Elizabeth?
Okay, I think everyone should answer what they don't like. Like, what is the one drink they're like, no, I will not stock this. I will
Let's
not
hit
have
that
this.
after This Week in History, because it
Okay,
is time for This Week in History. let's get this going right here. There's Matt Nielsen
This week in history.
with his contribution to the tavern that he gave to us ever so kindly. Okay, Ed, what happened this week in history, man?
This week in history, shit happened, y'all. Shit worked.
Well done, Ed.
33 years ago, The Fly was released in theaters, and that would have been the remake, not the original one.
Which the remake was actually really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And I think it stands the test of time. Who starred in part 2 as his son? Eric somebody.
Huh. I do not know.
Oh, the new Fly. Okay, sorry, it took me a second.
Eric Stoltz.
Yeah.
There's somebody we haven't heard from in 20 years. What, wasn't he on CSI Miami or some shit?
I don't know. Now I gotta go look him up so I can see his
I'm looking him up.
I am so glad my internet hung out. Guys, right before we went on air, my internet kept cutting out. We were potentially just so fucked tonight. Yes.
I remember The Fly with the one with Jeff Goldblum.
And Gina
Yeah.
Davis when
Yeah.
she
It
was...
involved, yeah, it involved wine coolers and then AFI's theater. And and
Aphids?
I have to say, AFI's, American Air Force Army Exchange. There was. If anyone out there really wants to see a tragic story of love and just science, the original Fly is an extraordinary
It is.
film.
It is.
Truly, it is so tragic it'll break your heart a little bit. So check it out.
I'll tell you what, I think Gina Davis was one of our underrated actresses. Because she did, between Long Kiss Goodnight, Cutthroat Island, that is so underrated in my opinion, and The Fly, oh, not to mention Earth Girls Are Easy. Which if you haven't seen
Accidental Tourist.
it, you know, I don't know if I've seen that. That one was with John...
Hurt.
Thank you. Yeah. And his cousin John, in a little bit
Yeah,
of
and you
pain.
know what? She was in a new. There was a TV show. It was like The Exorcist on CBS or ABC, and I watched Gina Davis. Well, she was acting, but kill this grandmother, push her down the stairs because Gina was possessed by a demon. Fabulous, and now she's on that series Glow.
Is she? I haven't
Yeah.
watched it. How is it?
It's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
I think
It's
Gina
drama.
Davis
It's
could
fun.
have been another Sigourney Weaver. But I think the magic of Sigourney Weaver is she was super selective. You didn't get a ton of Sigourney. You got good Sigourney or no
You
Sigourney.
just got good Sigourney, man.
Yeah.
And she gave good Sigourney.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like Linda Hamilton.
Gina Davis went the other way though. Sigourney went hard. She
did.
rocks, right? She's the actress. Gina Davis went the other way. She actually almost made the Olympic team for archery.
Did she really?
She's a part of Mensa, and she started a film festival. Oh God, I just can't quite remember where it is. And she's really supporting like newcomers into film, and of course a little bit women. But yeah, she's really doing a lot in
Good
the
for
actual
her.
business, like a producer. So thank God for her and Sigourney Weaver. And I did see Sigourney Weaver at Comic-Con, and she still looks fantastic.
She does. How would you like to have dinner with Linda Hamilton, Sigourney Weaver, and Gina Davis? How would that be for a day? As long as you don't discuss politics, because I get the feeling that they would have conflicting views on politics.
I would love to have all three of them for dinner.
Okay, Gary, what are you talking about? Front too much purple. I don't know what you mean. What are you seeing?
I think Chris changing colors.
Maybe. Could be. It's, I was discussing the color purple with a woman at work today, so I'm not sure where he's going with that.
Like the movie / book, or like just the color in general.
So I like lavender.
Well, you know.
Okay, wait. How about another half shirt shot of Sigourney Weaver? Be right
Sigourney
back.
Weaver.
Front.
Mhm.
Too much purple in chat.
Yeah.
I think
Are you
I think
talking?
that would be a fantastic lunch. I would love that lunch. I mean, these are actresses that really commit to their roles. They don't just sit there and look pretty. I mean, they go, they train, they do what it takes. That would be fabulous. I bet you have to have a good sense of humor doing action films. It's so much work. Oh my god.
Okay.
Hanging from wires and all that shit they put up with, that's got to be painful. That's got to be, ugh.
Probably. Gary, if you're talking about all the names from Cogsley, okay, the reason for that is because Elizabeth did a thing and Cogsley comments on that. Here's the best recommendation. Here's how you fix that, Gary. You talk more, man. And there'll be less purple. I do love that Elizabeth has set the color of her name to like pickle green. So no matter what, she's always pickle green. It's Gary, you can choose the color your name always appears, and as Pepper Garden,
Yep.
maybe a nice bright red would be good for you. That'll help counteract that fucking purple. Okay, Ed, what else happened this week in history?
15 years ago, Alien versus Predator.
Gosh, speaking of Sigourney. She wasn't in that one, but I just think of her whenever I hear Alien.
Yeah, but she's forever associated with Alien. How fabulous is that?
Absolutely.
As she should be.
And as the computer voice in Wall-E.
Not to mention Galaxy Quest.
Oh, that movie's fabulous.
I love that movie.
And
it's so good. It's so... Look, I have one job. I'm doing my job.
Here's something else I'll tell you. For all you people out there going, oh, how come they only made one? Because it was good. Leave it alone. Let them have one great movie. We don't need two more that were, well, it wasn't as good. You were the motherfucker that said they needed more. Shut the hell up and eat your goddamn vegetables.
There was talk for a while of them making a TV series that was essentially the next gen crew set in the Galaxy Quest universe, and then dealing with all of the the older first gen Galaxy Quest people at a convention, like that rumble going down. But
that would be okay.
Stopped in production somewhere along the lines.
No, that would be okay if they did that at this point in time, considering how many years since Galaxy Quest kicked out. I think that'd be the way to go. Is you have some cameos by some of, well, not Alan Rickman, that'd just be creepy. But, the others. Because,
yeah.
Ed, how old is Sigourney now?
She's probably in her 60s.
Late
if
60s.
Not older. Yeah.
It's I know
we'll find that real quick.
Yeah, I know I looked it up recently, but I don't remember. And Andrea's on her way here, so we might get a little bit of Andrea tonight before we have to head out.
She is 69.
Yes, she is.
Wow, she's fabulous.
And looking good, yeah.
Yeah, she is. And she's... No. Oh, you got a kitty, okay. I don't begrudge people. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
It's I don't begrudge anybody
this week.
a little cosmetic surgery. Until it gets to a point where they look broken, they look warped, they look Picasso-ish because they've... I think there is a certain... Gary is screwed. I think there is a certain charm in aging, and I don't mind people, for whatever reason they choose to get cosmetic surgery, whether it's butt implants or a facelift. But don't change who you are. Don't remove the essence of age. There is a delight in every age. There is a beauty in the skin-tight youthfulness of late teens, early 20s, and there is a delight in the lines and character of 70. And God, I think she's had a bit of work, but she looks great because she doesn't look like she has tried to become somebody 4 decades younger than she is.
Yeah.
And she might not have had a lick of surgery, and if she didn't, then double wow. See, I'm staring at Elizabeth now because I know Elizabeth worries about such things, but Elizabeth, you really have great skin.
I was just thinking of Sigourney Weaver, and I was thinking about everything you were saying. I think it's true. I think you're right. I think, it's easy to fall victim to the overwhelming visual stimuli we have in our society.
Yeah,
God, when you meet people who have that, I call it like swimmer's eye, where you can tell they're at peace or they have joy in their life, and then just being around them is wonderful. I think that carries over, and I'm hoping that more people can become that or find that in life. I think that's really neat.
I've said where I would rather have laugh lines as I age, showing that I've had joy in my life, than a smooth face showing nothing has happened.
Ooh, she's in the Dark Crystal series.
Is she? Yes, she is.
I am?
Didn't they tell you?
Sorry.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yes.
I have this great picture of my mother. Now, my mother, she looked like fucking Jack Palance. She's got the leathery, heavy lines, and not just like, oh, here's some crow's feet and here's some lines around the mouth. No, her face is rugged. And this is 10 plus years ago, back when I was hanging out with Gary in Florida. And it's an amazing picture that I took at a Renaissance fair where she's in, the styles of the 14 or 1500s. And she's just got these lines, and she's squinting in the sun and smiling. And it's so much goddamn character in that one photo. Devnall, how the hell are you? Thank you for swinging
what
by,
up,
man. It's good to see you. Look at that icon right next to his name, with how many cheers he has done. That man has cheered over 10 fucking K. Victoria says some of the Aldi's are good, but most of the Missouris are between $5 and $10. Sorry for the delay. Had to get a phone call. No worries, Victoria. Glad you're still with us. Gary's happy to see Devnall. And look at the pickle lady joining the race. She has taken the lead beyond Ed and Peppa Garden. Yes, she has taken the lead. She is in the home stretch with Ed just behind her. He's checking out her butt. He's staring at her. He's like, hey, baby, I'm hung like a horse. Ed has forgot the bits and moved on to something else. Where's the white women? What else happened this week in history, Ed?
Ed and Chris and I have to tag team to fight off Ed.
57 years ago, Spider-Man first appeared in the comics, and it was a comic called Amazing Fantasy Comics.
Yep. Where he's swinging across a cityscape, and he almost looks spread eagle, but he has one man tucked under his arm. And there's no lines on the red on his suit, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Is
that the one where his hair's greased back and he has his real oval glasses, right?
Yeah. Very Harry
Thought I got
Potter-ish.
that right.
And I guess Harry Potter had that Frodo hair going on, or the Anakin Scott. What the fuck was it with the turn of the century and the goddamn angsty role models we gave our kids? Whiny little fuckers. Anakin, Harry, Frodo.
Yep.
Samwise is a better role model, god damn it.
Well, yeah, because he's the hero in that movie.
Yeah, people think Frodo is. No,
Nope.
It's him and Gimli.
Yep.
No, it's true. I was watching, I can't remember what it was, something, and there was a millennial, he was in his, I guess, 30s, and it was a man, and he was trying to be forceful, and he was like a little skinny soy boy, and I was thinking that, like, oh, and then the monster got him without any effort. I thought, well, there you go.
So you're telling me he's the blonde cheerleader from horror movies now?
He's the slutty cheerleader from horror movies.
No, slutty cheerleaders get laid.
And killed.
I'm sorry, I thought you said Ed killed because Ed just took the lead in the bit race.
Oh, look at
8
him.
bits, like
Oh,
8
Ed.
inches, and suddenly Ed is in the lead. Chris, would you? Oh, damn it! Hold on, guys. I'm gonna reset my camera. My internet is having an issue. 1 second. Don't say a thing. Give me a second. Let me reset the call for all them.
Oh man, I can't
There we
like
go.
freak him out and think my screen's paused because my lights still keep going in the background even if I stop moving.
Well, everybody went to the little round icon in the corner for me, so I needed to reset my camera. If it was just you, Chris, which that's how it started, I would have asked you to reset your camera, but all 3 of you did. I'm like, okay, let me just reset mine. Okay, so what were we talking about?
Spider-Man.
So what influence has Spider-Man had any influence on your people's lives at all?
No.
Really, nothing.
No.
What about Spider-Man
I
3
would
with Venom, where he went all emo?
did in the 90s.
Uh-huh.
Because I would race home every day to watch the 90s Spider-Man. It was Animaniacs, then Spider-Man, the Batman series. Yeah. Like those afternoon cartoons, like the Fantastic Four from the 90s was a good one.
Was it really?
Yeah, I
avoided
really
that.
enjoyed the cartoon.
I tell you, in the early '80s, there was Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, which had Firestar and Iceman.
Yes, I used to
And-
have a bunch of those on VHS.
That was a delight because that was Spider-Man mixed with the X-Men, and of course Firestorm. When you see somebody cosplay Firestorm, you realize how revealing that fucking outfit was, and you never realize that in the cartoon or the comics. But yeah, when you have a chick in skin-tight yellow gold with red trim. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, baby.
What about you, Elizabeth? Spider-Man have any influence on your life at all?
Absolutely. I was stuck overseas, and there were times we didn't have TV or limited, and comic books were just, an imagination gone wild. So, absolutely. Spider-Man was the nerd, the loser. He
Yep.
had all this power, and when no one recognized him, he could do these amazing things. Oops, sorry. But when he was regular himself, Peter Parker, everybody, not everybody hated him, but
Sure.
he didn't get any respect, and anyone could identify with that. God, I was just tiny. I was like 5 reading 5. I think we started reading them around 4 years old. I started reading Spider-Man.
See, Elizabeth,
So-
that was about the same age, 5 or so, where I got my first comic book ever, and it was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And it was the Children of the Sun or something like that. And I remember this comic book. And every once in a while I'll see one of that comic. And I'll pick it up and flip through it and remember the first comic book I ever got.
Yeah.
And
I remember my father, when he came back, he would read us a couple pages at night for bed.
Uh-huh.
It was a story. He reluctantly would read a comic book. He didn't approve. And I remember one night he said, "Okay, one more page, and then you gotta go to bed." Okay. And he turns the page, and it's a big spread out of Spider-Man like flying through the city, swinging through the city, and he closes it. All right, there you go.
I wonder if he knew.
And we're like, ah.
Victoria agrees, by the way, Firestorm was pretty hot. Either or Spider-Man, one of the two. Quick impression, Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire when he turned all emo bitch on everybody? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah.
It was horrible. I watched the whole movie like this.
The best part was Sandman.
I don't think
Sandman
I
was
saw
the-
that one.
Don't. But if you do, try to get the Sandman cut, so it cuts out everything with Venom where they fucking mangled it.
Yeah.
Um,
Sometimes you make a blockbuster, sometimes you don't.
Victoria says, love Spider-Man. Think he had a flirtation with Spider-Woman on one of the early 80s series. I think you're right, Victoria. Spider-Woman is another one where in the comic books you see her outfit and you're like, okay. And then when you see somebody cosplay it, you're like, wow, okay. I just didn't ever... Yeah. And then there was a one cover that about 5 or 6 years ago, if John was watching, he would remember this cover. They had a shot of Spider-Woman like going off the edge of a building where she's stuck on the side of a building, but she's looking over her shoulder and her ass, her beautiful curvy ass, is taking up most of the shot. People had a fit about that. How dare you sexualize? You can't even get in that position. And there was people trying to reproduce the shot
I remember that.
to show how impossible it is. I'm like, it's a fucking superhero. Yeah, I get it. Which, by the way, the boys, that's one thing the boys address is the sexualization of female superheroes. And they address it very tongue-in-cheek because it makes money as the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing about beautiful people that look like, the men with the abs that I'll never look like that. Or the women with their ass in the camera. Yeah, we like to see pretty people. Yeah, and we can go, let's have some equality and not objectify people, but we still want to see pretty people. It's this really mixed bag.
We want to see pretty people. Can we stop with the overly baggy clothes on athletes? When they're playing the game, it should be skin tight or very short so we can see these beautiful bodies performing beautiful feats. Hello?
And she's talking about the men, people. Somebody clip that shit right there. Hit clip.
Hello? You want to increase viewers of the NFL? Hello?
Well, they're not putting baggy
Soccer
clothes on
games.
football
I'm
players,
sorry.
are they? The basketball.
What else happened in history, Ed?
Quick, stop focusing on me looking at Ben. What happened, Ed?
Victoria explains the shot that Travis was talking about. Back view camel toe.
You know what, Victoria? That's not a bad idea. She now
Back
says,
view camel toe?
let's
I'm looking that
objectify everyone.
It's just a thong.
Yeah.
By the way, let me throw this at Ed. Ed does objectify everyone.
Every chance I get.
Yeah, and I tell you what.
Including himself.
He does. And he makes people feel beautiful when he fucking does it. Because there's a way to do it right where people realize I have features that have beauty and value to someone else. And if done right, this is a fucking gift. To be able to objectify somebody where they walk away going, thanks, I feel good. As opposed to, I need to call the police, that guy might come back. So Ed, what did happen next?
77 years ago, my second favorite Disney movie when I was a kid, Bambi.
What's your first?
Oh, Lady and the Tramp.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Elizabeth. You're the bit leader. Why Lady and the Tramp? Why is that?
It's about me.
Do tell.
Are you the lady or the tramp?
The Tramp.
Oh.
He's the lady, damn it.
That's what I thought.
The first Disney animated movie I ever saw that I recall was Peter Pan in the drive-in theater in the back of a station wagon with wood paneling. A beige station wagon with wood paneling. And I fell asleep during the second feature of that movie, which I think was a horror movie. But I remember seeing Peter Pan in the drive-in with blankets and pillows. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate that. And Andrew just pulled up.
I remember seeing Peter Pan in the drive-in.
I don't know if you're doing Pickle Man or you're trying to do Herbert the Pervert from Family Guy. So, I remember seeing Peter Pan at the drive-in. You know, if somebody panned my Peter, I'd fly too. It's true.
Neverland, because it never ends.
That's right. It's full of young boys showing their personal freedom and one young girl in her nightgown. Yes.
Stop. Before we lose viewers, stop.
Hold on. Everybody look over there. There's Andrea.
Andrea!
Run away, Andrea! Run away!
Better than seeing Pan's Peter. Red rocket coming out of that little satyr's furry groin there. She is totally ignoring all of us.
Yeah, I don't care.
Say hey to Devnall.
I don't know. I have Steve. Oh my god.
Steve! We can't help but think of
Steve!
Chance of Meatballs.
Claudia with a chance of meatballs. He's the ape.
Ape.
He's a monkey.
There's a difference. And Victoria's dying. There's Devnall. Bob Rossing the fuck out of shit. So, let's see here. So, Bambi came out 73 years ago?
The porn?
77
Porn
years ago.
Wrong Bambi. Sorry.
Wrong Bambi.
Back when Bambi was a boy's name. Before pink was a girl's color. Which is true, actually. Look at Gary coming in strong,
Gary.
taking the lead away from the pickle lady and the guy watching the pickle lady's butt. It's been a hell of a night here, folks. Yeah, I know. You see the video where both the new cats are playing with G-Graph?
And I'm like, I have to go home. Look, the cats are playing together. Showing her by the thumb.
It's, So, anybody have any thoughts on Bambi?
I didn't care for it as a kid.
Really?
Didn't care for it. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like horrifying because the first opening thing is, oh, your brother's dead.
And that set the precedent. What was the first Disney movie? Because Bambi's the second one, right?
Somebody always dies.
Snow White.
Yeah, I believe Snow White.
Her mother's dead, too.
And then the stepmother poisons her and some guy that's really into dead chicks. The hell?
Now, hey, a woman can't be choosy. You gotta take what you can get.
And Victoria, you're right. The death scene is tragic in Bambi. I tell you what, the one thing I took away from Bambi is the thumper rule. And
Oh,
people
yeah.
still look at me like, the what? I'm like, the thumper rule. If you can't say something nice, shut the fuck up.
God,
He
I wish
phrased
people
it.
knew that today.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, he did phrase it a little better.
Yeah, or his mother did. as
Well,
a kid.
whatever. He's cute and fuzzy, so it's alright.
You know what?
Do you tell me?
I think the first Disney movie I remember watching was Sword in the Stone.
I love Sword in the Stone.
I love that one, and Robin Hood were my two favorite growing
Munches
up.
and crunches in here somewhere.
Why? Why were they your favorite?
I mean, because Merlin is just amazing in Sword in the Stone.
Blow me to Bermuda, Merlin. You can't say that in a kid's movie. Chris, would you kindly just reset your camera real quick, please? Awesome. you're coming back.
Certainly.
There you go. You're good. You're good. You're back.
Oh,
Any
well,
reason.
too late.
That's good. That's okay. Thank you. It's
Myself, as you have to
Gary says,
Oh, except now I can't see myself.
no.
You don't need to.
I'm
You
just a
just
black
got
square.
Elizabeth.
Yeah. And Disney's Robin Hood. And then I remember the first Disney movie I saw in theaters was Beauty and the Beast, because my little sister was finally old enough to go to the movies.
Oh, that's actually a good one, though.
Yeah.
You know, as much as people now tear it up as, oh, look, she's a... what's the prisoner thing we do with the cats? What's it called?
Oh, Stockholm Syndrome.
Stockholm Syndrome.
It's reversed in our case. Because the cats, they're the beast. We're the beauty.
I thought we were their prisoner. We just
Well,
don't
kind
know
of.
it. We keep on scooping their shit and giving them food so they don't have to hunt. Maybe we are. Because of the cat shit bacteria. What's that called, Chris?
Toxic toxoplasmosis.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I knew one of us knew what the hell it was called.
I know what it is. I don't.
I got close. Chris is muted.
No.
No, he's not.
No?
I can still
I just
hear.
can't see myself.
Oh.
I can still hear him heavy breathing into the mic.
Yeah, you can.
Ooh. Ooh. Where were we?
You know that's been in your nose. I've seen it. Ed, what else happened this week in history, sir?
So 11 years ago, and actually I only saw this movie 1 year ago, and I wonder what took me so long. I'm just a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Tropic Thunder. Awesome movie. Awesome
Now,
fucking movie.
Ed,
Yeah.
go rewatch it with the commentary. It is just as entertaining in a totally different way. Because
Yes.
Robert Downey Jr. will only speak in the character voice that he's playing on the screen. And Jack Black shows up stoned, late, eating, and asking everybody else wants their fries. It's just a fun commentary. And worth watching the whole movie all over again just to hear these guys essentially do an episode of Talk of the Tavern to their own movie.
That's fantastic. I need to watch that.
It's well worth it.
What do you mean, you people?
Exactly, Dev. It's Dev, no, you know, I want to break the show real quick and say, how the hell are you? I know you popped in a couple weeks ago, but you know, it's good to see you. Everything going okay? It's been a crazy world out there, and it's good to see the people we like pop in once in a while. And you'll notice I put the VIP on you. That way, even if you're not subscribed, you always get in because you've always been an incredible supporter of the show. And there's Elizabeth slinging her cock around. And Chris, seriously, could you just move that mic down about 1.5 inches? Thank you.
I don't know why it's such a problem tonight.
I don't know either, man. I appreciate your patience and your understanding with it. I try to be kind and gentle when I tell you to quit exciting me that way in front of everybody. Taking your daughter back to school.
Well, that's on you, not me.
Yeah. I figure I have a choice. I can get a boner or I can get angry. Let's go with wood. Redeem a dad joke. Just do ! Dad joke, Elizabeth.
Everybody
I changed it
look.
from the store to... There you go. I just ate a frozen apple. Hardcore. It just posted straight in chat now. Oh, I'm sorry. Victoria
Ooh.
likes the heavy breathing. It's that could be 2 weeks from now. We could just do a show where we all heavy breathe into our mic for Victoria.
Tappity tap. Tappity tap. Chip. Chippity dippity bob. Chippity dippity.
I don't even know what the hell you're doing, but I am amused. The fuck is chippity dippity?
It's from Bob's Burgers.
Oh, gotcha.
And he thinks his wife believes she's become psychic, and she tells him he's gonna fall down the stairs, and he tells her she's crazy, and and she has to leave, and she says, "Well, trippity dippity Bob, trippity dippity."
Gary says, "Get out of here," because he is taking the lead.
Ooh.
He has shown you all up, but I do want to point out the top 5 is Gary, Ed, Elizabeth, Chris, and Victoria. It's
Victoria.
Gary wants to fill the jar. Oh, we did that one night. We just had a great time. Everybody
was
throwing
awesome.
bits. Now, as much as I want, as much as we can get, here's a clue. Throw them in 5-bit increments instead of like the 100-bit increments, because the 100-bit increments splashes it and makes them all pop out. Then you've got to throw more bits in to fill it up.
Telling us what to do.
I'm just telling you how to Fill my job. There it goes. There he is. Now the rest of the show is going to be us staring at our screen as we see if it lands in the jar or bounces out as they hit each other. Up, off the rim. Oh no! One falls out. Ed, what else happened this week in history, sir?
Well, the rest of it is going on now. Disneyland, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Well, it ain't doing so fucking well.
Really?
Yeah. They've cut most of the employee staff back to 30 hours a week. Lines are half as long as they expected. And the 4-hour visitor limit that they were imposing originally is not being enforced on most days.
Okay, so now that's Disneyland, not Disney World.
Not Disney World. Has Disney World even opened yet? I didn't think
Not
it
yet.
Oh,
It's getting real close.
Yeah.
My friend Mikey, who works down there, sent me a bunch of pictures because they had
Thank you, Victoria.
they were working on the Millennium Falcon, and they had a bunch of the staff come into the park to test it. And he sent me pictures from inside the cockpit going, "Guess who's piloting the Falcon, bitch?" And I was like, "Fuck you, Mikey."
Fuck you, bitch.
So are we going to be able to get into the cockpit?
Yeah, you get to fly the Millennium Falcon.
So
It's a
Elizabeth,
ride.
you want to get in the cockpit?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to show you how a woman drives.
Whether it's a Wookiee or a scoundrel.
That's right. Fur ball or airplane. I'm distracted because I went online and I looked up. One moment, let me get to the top here. I've been scrolling for a while. Spider Woman back view camel toe.
Did you find the comic book cover?
I think so. I found several, and then I immediately found camel spiders. It's just all over the place. I need to do this more. This is fun.
As we're
Hold
all
on a
typing to look this up.
Okay. Here, I've got it for you. Give me just a second. I don't know. I don't think this is the original cover. I think this is somebody else's. But that's a big fucking link. Hold on. Let me find a better link that's not quite so obnoxious.
Now, why would we start now?
It'll be like one of those 15-line links.
What are you doing?
There we go. Okay. So here, Elizabeth, I'm going to drop it straight into the channel chat there. So you can click on that, and that's the cover people had a fit about.
All right, let me show you the one I found.
Okay, go ahead.
God, I wonder if I can put this on. Let me get a good one. Let me get a good one. Well, this was the first one. All right. Takes a lot of concentration.
It does to post a link.
Oh, that might be a little too big.
That's
Sorry.
what I was talking about. But you're okay. Okay, now it wants to redirect me. Okay.
I'll do it from the website.
It's okay. It's pulling it up. Oh, no, it's got, all his fucking...
Hang on, let me get to it. If not, I'll just download the picture.
Nope.
Oh, it's on Pinterest.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. I'll take care of that for you.
But I think I know the one you're looking at. She's tugging on this guy's arm.
That's not the worst one.
Oh, that's not the worst one. Thanks.
Yeah. But I'll share that one so the other guys, everyone can see. How off the mark are we right now?
That's why it's topic, tangents, and toasts. Yeah. Yeah.
What else happened in history?
Well, real quick,
Well,
Victoria says dead ass. Yeah, that's what everybody was having an issue with, Victoria. That shot right there. And saying, oh my God, that's horrible. How dare you? You can't even get in the... Calm down. And here's another picture for everybody. It's got Spider-Woman in it, but it's not the one I was talking about. Look at Gary filling the jar, if you know what I mean. Okay, what do you got, Ed?
Oh shit, where'd I go? Disney Plus has announced, I like that they announced this, an Obi-Wan series with Ian McGregor playing Obi-Wan.
Really?
No real details yet of where Tatooine, where the fuck he's gonna be, but hey, I like it. Cool.
I'm actually looking forward to the Disney service. I mean, not that I do like ESPN and like all of the other things, but like the fact that it's going to be like Hulu and Disney Plus plus ESPN plus the fourth one or whatever it is for $15. Like, yeah, that's smart. I can get behind that.
Yeah. Which.
Yep.
If you guys want to try to fill the jar, you don't have to do it like Gary. You're dropping 5 at a time. You can draw when you set it up to drop 5. Copy paste it 5 times with a space in between it, and then you'll drop 5 5s, and it will drop 1 at a time in a row as long as somebody else doesn't drop at the same time as you. I mean, you do it 1 at a time, but just if you want to.
Yeah, too many damn rules now.
I know, it just got confusing, right? Let me just tell you what I tell Elizabeth. You just do whatever the fuck you want, and I'll just...
And you know what I always say? Stop talking.
No, I'm usually passed out by the time you say that. Apparently I talk in my sleep.
It's true. Well, aren't we both? I mean, really.
The conversations we have that we never know about. Wow. Okay, Victoria says I want to try to get in that position. I have splendiothesis, so I can really curve that lower back. Okay, Victoria, I think Ed will agree with me here. Maybe the others will too.
I don't know what that means, but I'm on my way to Missouri as soon as we finish this show.
He's bringing a camera. Yeah, we need pics of that.
Or it didn't happen.
Can you imagine her in that curvy position right there? Oh no, here comes a 120. Let's see how many it knocks out of the jar. Here comes Elizabeth with one big 120. Boom. Okay. Everybody else has to wait an extra 15 seconds.
All that hard work Gary did, and Elizabeth just goes and ruins it.
You got to put a space between them instead of the comma, Gary.
I forgot we were doing both. I'm sorry. Okay. I was looking up for that photo. I couldn't find it. I got frustrated, so I thought I'd cheer.
Yeah, just spaces.
I've only got like 300 bits left. I'm saving my bits.
I tell you what, what are you saving it for?
I don't know.
Oh, I bought some of that last week.
Puberty.
For Victoria's picture.
Marriage.
It's so yeah, with the Disney Channel, I think that might be one of the services I pay for besides Amazon and Netflix. There you go, Gary. That's how you do it, man. And Elizabeth just like 1 at a time. Bing, bing. Here they go. Oh man, Gary's bounced off of each other and went everywhere.
Ah, what a mess.
I didn't want my bits do that.
Ed hates it when his bits explode everywhere. Or maybe that was Elizabeth bouncing Gary's stream off to... I don't know. Elizabeth, did you see Dead Ass? Did you find the link? Did you see it?
No, but I...
Okay, I'll repost it. I'm going to repost the link for you. So if you... Give me just a second. Let me grab it.
I might have it. I might have it here.
I put it up there again for you.
These comic books always look like comic books. Look like horny, lonely guys drawing pictures. What's the big deal?
Which, by the way, I follow a streamer who works for DC and has drawn Deadpool comics and everything. Great streamer, high energy, very welcoming, fun. But yeah, it's
That's the one I found was much worse than that.
Yeah.
But that's like spray painted on. I mean, there'd be a little bit of tension between the gluteus maximus, the left
Sure.
and right. I mean,
Yeah, when you're dropping
yeah.
the arch in the back like that, you're going to get some costume wrinkle, unless if it is
So
body.
people got excited over that.
Pissed. Super pissed.
People are so screwed up nowadays. I remember in the 90s, my brother was reading some kind of comic. It was a fantasy where they were making fun of the female stereotype.
Okay.
Now they always have big breasts, and this guy was drawing her with like enormous breasts. And my brother kept trying to convince me how funny it was because it was metaphorical. And I said, no, it's just some guy drawing big breasts. What's the deal?
What is it metaphorical for?
It was just
Andrew's got something.
I don't know.
Captain Marvel.
Power Girl.
I'm sorry, Power Girl. Whatever the fuck. They kept doing it bigger and bigger each time to see if people would notice.
Yeah. Yeah, that was lonely guys not getting laid, drawing bigger and bigger
that's
boobs.
Funny as hell.
It is, and yeah, like a lot of times when we say on Talk of the Tavern, you just need to fucking lighten up and laugh a little at the stupid shit in life. And thank you for those bits there, Victoria. Ed, do you have anything else for this week?
I have one more because, of course, following on the heels of the announcement of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, just 2 days later, the rumors started flying that Ray Parker will be returning to Star Wars in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series to reprise his role as, of course, Darth Maul.
With the mechanical bottom half.
Yep.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah,
in
you
live
would have
action.
to by that time in history.
No, will that be a live action show? Andrew, do you want to come in here
Yes,
and
that
hang
is
out?
going to be a live action show.
Oh man.
That will be awesome, especially still if he has the spider legs instead of the biped legs. That will be some sweet ass CG. Ed, out of 5, only 1 went in. Now, I can go in and reset the jar so it re-drops all the bits and we can see how full it gets. Maybe I'll try that at the very end and see what it does. Now, since we're done with This Week in History, we don't have any birthdays, deaths, or... Oh, we did have a death this week.
Peter Fonda.
Peter Fonda, thank you, Ed. Yeah. There's somebody who our parents grew up adoring, and we kind of got to a point of like, oh, wasn't he in On Golden Pond? What else did I see him in? That was Jane Fonda's father, bitch. It's really all we've got of Peter Fonda that I know of. What about you guys?
No, that wasn't Jane Fonda's father.
Husband, brother, dog? After the surgery, says Andrea.
I disagree. I think that was him, wasn't it?
Creator of Roger Rabbit. Kennedy, man.
Yeah. Richard Williams. He died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ed.
Peter Fonda was Jane Fonda's brother.
Gotcha.
Brother. There you go.
They were both sons of Henry Fonda. And,
Henry, that, okay.
Yeah. Or children of Henry Fonda.
Yeah.
And his kid, I think, was Bridget.
Did you say they're both sons? Is that what you
Yes,
originally...
I did. I don't like her anyway, so it doesn't
I
matter.
know.
Yeah, that's true. I guess you should.
It's,
What's up, Kennedy?
Kennedy, good to see you, man. It's, here's to you, swinging by and saying hello. Easy Rider, thank you. There we go. See, that's what we know him for. I don't know if I've ever seen it. Really? Yeah. Okay. Put it on the list. It's, By the way, okay, so we've got 10 minutes left. Let's talk about what Elizabeth brought up before This Week in History. When we're talking about mixed or straight, favorite drinks, what will you not drink? What do you just like, Elizabeth, would you take care of Chris right there, please?
I need to take care of him? What?
He's muted and talking.
I'm muted.
Chris.
Tequila. Me and tequila. we're not friends.
But that's an allergy thing. That's not a flavor thing, is it?
I mean, yes, that is true. I do enjoy a really nice, smooth, like, añejo tequila. Can't drink it, but, you know, it is a good flavor. Now, SoCo, nope.
Now, what is SoCo, Southern California?
Southern Comfort.
Oh. Industrial alcohol. What the fuck is industrial alcohol, Gary? Ed, do you know what that is? You're giggling.
I'm assuming he's rubbing alcohol.
Oh, okay. Now do me a shot of NyQuil, though. Hopefully it was a good weekend for you there, Kennedy. I will not be attending Key City. Ever. But, yeah. Hopefully it was a great weekend for you. Rubbing alcohol. Yeah, do not rub my alcohol. Unless if it's put in a genie's own bottle. It's, it cleans machinery. Okay, no, other than that, Gary will drink anything. I don't enjoy tequila very much. Believe it or not, I don't enjoy gin, barring those 2 drinks that I mentioned earlier. Because
we all heard about my dislike of gin.
Yeah, it's Victorious is not a beer drinker anymore. Victoria, I've gotten very particular about my beers.
Same here.
What's that, Ed?
Same here. I'm particular about beers.
Yeah. It's I keep trying them, hoping to find more and more that I like, and I appreciate Elizabeth's efforts and her sharing. Gin martini, Kennedy, vodka martinis shouldn't fucking exist. God damn it.
I agree, Andrea.
And that's why we make our own drinks. I'm not a vodka fan either. I don't hate it, but I don't find any joy in it. It's just raw. I realize you can get like Grey Goose, and whether you ice it down or cool it down, it's very smooth. But I don't see the point in drinking something with almost no flavor. Which somebody once said, "Oh, vodka has no flavor. Vodka has a fucking flavor."
It does.
Yeah.
And you can put a lot of really shitty vodka in a Slurpee before you can taste it.
Not me. Doesn't take much before I'm like, oh god, what the fuck you put in here? Victoria says
You'd be surprised.
Well, you try to surprise me. Start out with 2 ounces in that 36-ounce Slurpee and watch me go. I'm like the princess and the pea. There's pea in this. Victoria says I can go for an ale or cider every once in a while if there's nothing else. My ciders, I don't want the overly sweet ciders. I don't want the sickly sweet ciders. If my hands...
Yeah, but I also don't want a super dry cider either. I want somewhere on the sweeter side, but still in that mid-range.
Yeah.
I want the crispness without being overly sweet.
Yeah.
Which is how I feel about my Rieslings.
It's how I feel about my women.
I can't stand rosé.
Okay.
I never buy it, and I will always try it because I like to think that I'm open-minded and some things are worth a discussion. But I just can't ever seem to get along with rosé.
Now, let me ask a really stupid question. What's a rosé? It's not a blush, is it? It's like somewhere between a blush and a red?
Yeah, they leave the grapes, the skins on maybe a little bit longer, and they pull it out. It's just, I don't know.
Well, I mean, nowadays, any combination of a white and a red will be a rosé.
Oh. So it's a blended wine?
Not
it can
always.
Okay.
But most of the time now when people talk about rosés, they are blending a red and a white.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of wines are blended. You'd be surprised. It's just mixing grapes and And I'm not a fan of the American IPA. It just tastes like I've been smoking cigarettes all night. Now, I will say, when I'm struck with insomnia and I haven't slept, I sometimes go a whole week without sleeping. I do turn to an IPA occasionally because they're so strong. They tend to not end up and not being able to sleep, but having a really good time.
Couple of quick comments. Victoria says vodka's flavor is fuck you up solid because you've mixed it. Kennedy says usually rosé is red grapes, but they don't let it soak in the skins.
Agreed.
Okay. So, red grapes, they don't let it soak in the skins. Is that what they named the Redskins after? Is that after a rosé?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's not nearly as offensive as what everybody else thinks it is, then.
What everybody thinks it is.
Yeah.
Dumbasses.
That's, so...
Oh, and cognac. I cannot get
Really?
into cognac. It's too much for me. It's just too much.
I
Can't do it.
like cognacs. See, to me, if you lay a bourbon, a whiskey, a cognac, and a brandy all in a row, they're in the same family to me.
Yeah, fire, or fuel.
Perhaps, but I like that fuller, heavier. Now,
It's
there's a reason
flavor.
I had a what, Ed?
It's a lot of flavor.
It
is
is.
a lot of flavor.
And if you add a few drops of water, it makes it a less bitey, less burny.
Right.
And not Bernie the political guy, but, as in the throat thing. I have an old man in my throat. I
Sorry to
said in
hear
middle
that.
school, but I passed the class, so good news there.
Better you than me.
So, okay. I'm coming up to the
My
last...
parents are big port drinkers, and I've never been able to get behind port.
No.
Port is weird.
You lose me on a port, yeah.
It is like brandy mixed with, like, bad fruit wine of some sort. I don't know what port is.
With, like, burnt chocolate.
Like prunes. Oh, we never did an opening toast. So let's do that now. Let's do since the topic here's to drinking. And then also for our closing toast, here's to mixed drinking. Who the fuck just hit a drum?
I'm watching my
Where's the...
chair go in the glass. I didn't knock a single thing out.
There's the drum. Cask of Amontillado. I that's a cognac, isn't it? Amontillado? Isn't that a cognac? It's
I'm sorry, I cannot neither confirm nor deny that.
You're too busy
I don't
watching
know,
the
but
bids.
they're gonna close you up in that wall if you keep talking about it.
Victor and the Bully, great band. Were they there this weekend, Kennedy? They were there. Great band. Good guys too. Had them on a couple times.
Well played, Ed. Well played.
Oh. There goes Victoria with 5. Are you guys going to try to fill the glass in the next 2 minutes? Gary's out of here. Gary, if you don't make it back, Frenchie and the Punk, they were
Gary,
there.
come back, Gary. We love you, Gary.
There goes the bits. Did they bump off each other and go in opposite directions? Oh, no, they're coming down. Here they come.
No, here it
Nice
comes.
and slow. Heading for the glass.
Oh, here comes Countess. This here.
And
both-
it's going to
they
bounce
both
out.
Let's see here.
Just
Okay. And we're going to wrap this up for this week, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting. Remember, the Sunday night Dungeons & Dragons game, and this is for you guys that support us by subscribing and all the other things that you've done. Devnall, once again, good to see you popping in and swinging by. Have a safe drive taking your girl back to college. And, there goes Ed with the big one. There goes Ed with the big one. Let's see what happens here. Oh, there goes Gary.
okay.
Trying to fill that glass before we go. Let's see what we got here. Oh, there goes Elizabeth with a big one. Splash! Boom! Here goes 100 back into the jar. Boom! Good time.
Oh man.
Gary
Mofos.
That's right.
Well, Gary, save up some bits and then drop them the rest of the week when they're not around.
Yeah, keep in mind.
That's it.
I don't know. Yeah, especially Eddie. You don't see him all week. I try to get him in here once in a while. We're gonna have to have, maybe we could do a Thursday night tasting or something, Ed.
Yeah, we might do that.
Because every night
cool.
during the week, they are not VS&M streams. Everybody is welcome to join. Most nights during the week, I do a nightcap after 8 o'clock where I come in and have a drink and chit-chat. So make sure you guys feel free to come around and hang out for that. And we are going to get out of here now that we have, all of you finally gathered. We're going to fuck off and head out for the night. So you guys have a great night. And thank you for joining us. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for filling that glass till they blew it up and threw it out the door. Let's get some outro music.
Thanks for joining us for the discussion.
Good night, guys.
Tonight, you are the one thing that makes the show what it is. Don't forget to
Watch
join
us
us at the
even
Tavern next week.
Quick,
Until then,
put the cheer and the 50
have fun,
together.
keep learning.
Oh shit!
Now, raise your glass and give it a share. Enjoy the
There
small
it goes,
moments
there it
every
goes.
day and steam dreams every night.
Here it comes. Good night, Victoria. Good night, Devnall.
Good night,
Good
Victoria.
night, Gary.
Night, everyone. Sleep well.
Good night,
Safe.
Kennedy.
Bring peace.
There we go. Catch you guys during the week, and if not, the next week. Join us for the D&D game. We got the thing coming up.
There goes the glass.